Chapter 10, Expressing Anger Fully. The subject of anger gives us a unique opportunity to dive more deeply into NVC because it brings many aspects of this process into sharp focus. The expression of anger clearly demonstrates the difference between NVC and other forms of communication. Killing people is too superficial. Killing, hitting, blaming, hurting others, whether physically or emotionally, are all superficial expressions of what is going on within us when we are angry. If we are truly angry, we would want a much more powerful way to express ourselves. This understanding comes as a relief to many groups I work with that experience oppression and discrimination and want to increase their power to effect change. Such groups are uneasy when they hear the terms nonviolent or compassionate communication when they have so often been urged to stifle their anger, calm down, and accept the status quo. They worry about approaches that view their anger as an undesirable quality needing to be purged. The process we are describing, however, does not encourage us to ignore, squash, or swallow anger, but rather to express the core of our anger fully and wholeheartedly. Distinguishing stimulus from cause. The first step to fully expressing anger in NVC is to divorce the other person from any responsibility for our anger. We rid ourselves of thoughts such as he or she or they made me angry when they did that. Such thinking leads us to express our anger superficially by blaming or punishing the other person. Earlier, we saw that the behavior of others may be a stimulus for our feelings, but not the cause. We are never angry because of what someone else did. We can identify the other person's behavior as the stimulus, but it is important to establish a clear separation between stimulus and cause. We are never angry because of what others say or do. I'd like to illustrate this distinction with an example from my work at a Swedish prison. My job was to show prisoners who had behaved in violent ways how to fully express their anger rather than to kill, beat, or rape other people. During an exercise calling on participants to identify the stimulus of their anger, one prisoner wrote, 3 weeks ago, I made a request to the prison officials and they haven't responded to it. His statement was a clear observation of a stimulus, describing what other people had done. I then asked him to state the cause of his anger. When this happened, you felt angry because what? I just told you, he exclaimed. I felt angry because they didn't respond to my request. By equating stimulus and cause, he had tricked himself into thinking that it was the behavior of the prison officials that was making him angry. This is an easy habit to acquire in a culture that uses guilt as a means of controlling people. In such cultures, it becomes important to trick people into thinking that we can make others feel a certain way. Where guilt is a tactic of manipulation and coercion, it is useful to confuse stimulus and cause. As mentioned earlier, children who hear, "It hurts mommy and daddy when you get poor grades," are led to believe that their behavior is the cause of their parents' pain. The same dynamic is observed among inmate partners. It really disappoints me when you're not here for my birthday. The English language facilitates the use of this guilt including tactic. To motivate by guilt, mix up stimulus and cause. We say, you make me angry. You hurt me by doing that. I feel sad because you did that. We use a language in many different ways to trick ourselves into believing that our feelings result from what others do. The first step in the process of fully expressing our anger is to realize that what other people do is never the cause of how we feel. The cause of anger lies in our thinking, in thoughts of blame and judgment.